Okay, so what we're going to do today is that the same problem which we saw for the weather data set, okay, last week on MapReduce, we will try to solve that same problem using pig today and see if it is easier to do that. So I'm sure after using the pig, you will be able to easily find out that almost like 70% people have actually done it on MR. Now the remaining people, no problem, Rahul. So we did cover a part of it yesterday, and today we are in the extended session. It will just not be a long session. The main idea was to actually show you a pig program which works on the weather data set. Okay, so that was the main reason why we scheduled this session. So what we're going to do is we will quickly get there, okay, without wasting much time. Okay, so let's just see that data set once again. Okay, before for everyone's reference, I'm opening that data set once again. Which is not now, but probably sometime later we can do that. Sachi, that's not easy, but let me find that out and I'll figure that out. Okay. And guys, I've not seen many posts on forum, so I have started looking at the forum now. I was expecting that people will start looking at putting questions there. So any question which is not really okay, what Vinod, can we look at this problem? Okay, so Vinod, in your case, right, set mapper class not working. I will probably what we'll do is that we will you just either send an email to hadoop@edureka.in or post your problem in the discussion forum. Okay, we'll respond it there. Okay, so for now let's do this, and please feel free guys to post problems on the forum. I mean, that's the best way where all of you can answer each other's problem as well and also get to know each other well, right? I mean, some of the folks in India will get to connect with the folks in the US who are taking the same class. So that will really help everyone. Now, okay, let's get started. So this was the data set which we were talking about, right, where we wanted to find out what is the maximum temperature and minimum temperature. We also wanted to see, everyone remembers, whoever not done the MapReduce also remembers this data set, right? So I don't have to show you the details again. Let me quickly go through it. So this has the W-band number, then it had this longitude, latitude. This columns were the maximum temperature and this was the minimum temperature. And last time we tried to do this with MapReduce, right, in Java. Now what we're going to do is we will show you a pig script which will do the same thing. So I'll walk you through a pig script. We'll also send you that code, but I want you guys to actually write that pig script on your own. So we will surely send you the code, but before I send you the code, you try to understand it here and try it out on your own. Okay, all the commands which are required here we've already discussed, and so I think it's important that we try this out on our own. Okay, so this is our data set. Okay, so this is the place where we have it in the DFS. Okay, now we've opened the grunt shell. So Okay, so I have this, I've written this small script here, but before that, I would like to know from you guys that, let me just quickly get to the chat window. So do you think, how many people, okay, there are a lot of questions here, just a minute here. Okay, so coding guidelines to code pig. Vamsi, what I'll do is I'll send out a small document, okay, which you can look at, okay, and you can follow those guidelines. Not much, just a very simple set of guidelines there. Okay, so yeah, so before that, before I show you something, what I want you to do is that I want you to think about it a little bit and tell me uh, what all commands in pig will you require to do this? Okay, how are you going to do this thing? Okay, and I'll probably allow someone to speak. Whoever is confident of actually telling me how can we do this in pig, I'll allow that person to speak. The weather data set everyone understands. Can I quickly get a yes from everyone, guys? Great. And you know what problem we are trying to solve? Great. So you also know what problem we are trying to solve? Great. Okay, so what I want is, I want you to think about it a bit. Okay, now I have that program with me just behind the screen, which you can see. I'll show you that. Okay, so Vipul, the weather pig data set is, I mean, you can download that data set from the link which we had shown earlier. Okay, and you can put it on your machine locally, put it in your machine, and then transfer it to DFS. So now, what I want you to do is, I want everyone to think about it a little bit. If you have notebooks or notepads in front of you, list down a set of things which you will be doing to actually get this result. Okay, take 3-4 minutes to do this exercise. Okay, you can take 5 also. I can give you 5 minutes to do this exercise on your own. Need not be syntactically correct, but at least at the command level and at the algorithm level, you should be able to tell me that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll give you 5 minutes to do that, and if someone is ready before that, I'll let you speak as well. Okay, so that we can share this with everyone. This is the whole purpose of today's class. So we have around well, 45 more minutes to cover this part. So I think we have sufficient time. So I want you, okay. So the requirement, Ramesh, is that on this data set which we had, we want to see which are, we want to filter out the hottest, and first we have to list out the cold days and hot days, and then we have to find out the hottest day and the coldest day. So that is the requirement. Now I want you people to think about it. How will you do this in pig? You've already attempted it in MapReduce. Most of you have been able to do that in MapReduce, and you understand some level of pig as well. We will not be introducing any new, I don't think we'll be introducing anything new which we have not covered yesterday. With all those commands itself, you'll be able to do that. So I want you to think about it, take 5 minutes and note it down on your notepad, and then we'll verify if you're able to do the right thing or not. Okay, instead of I walking you through the code. So think about it a little bit, and in, say, exactly in 4 minutes from now, I will start asking that, and whoever is ready with that, you can just speak up as well. I'll let you speak as well. Okay, so guys, take 3-4 minutes to do it, and then I'll stop showing my screen so that you don't get any hints here. So anyone was able to list down the steps which will be required, guys? Okay. Okay. Very nice, Vinod. So, okay, very good. Vamsi, anyone else? I think people are getting the point. So, and Shyam, Vijay, Praveen, Vipul, anyone? Sachi, Ranjit, Ramesh, Rahul. Okay, okay. Okay, great. So I think 3-4 people have actually given me the answers, and most of the answers are almost right. So I'm sure you guys have got the basic idea. Let me just guys, Vinod, Vamsi, and Praveen. Let's just wait for others as well for 2 more minutes so that everyone hopefully gets to the same level, and then we'll explain the program. And we'll also explain a user-defined function using this UDF in this program. Okay. Dayanand, Ambrish, how about you guys? Orca, Ashish. So while you guys have thought about it, okay, Praveen, Vamsi, and Vinod, why don't you actually start writing the commands itself? I mean, now that you've given me that at the top level, this is what you're going to do. Why don't you start implementing it at your end? All of you have the weather data set, right? 3 of you have the weather data set in your thing, right? Okay, so Dipankar has given me one answer. Okay, Sachi, right? Okay. So I'll give you 1 more minute before I start showing you what we're going to do. No problem, Dayanand. I think it's not all that difficult. It's a very simple code. I think just give it a shot. Okay. So I have Rahul has given me. Okay, yeah, Rahul. That's the what you have given me is the Rahul T has given me the problem requirement. Rahul G has. Okay. Yeah, Rahul, you're almost right. Rahul G is almost right. Rahul T, yes, your requirements are right, but then you have to write the code as well a little bit. Ramesh has given me something. Very good, Ramesh. Very good. So you have almost written the complete thing. Okay. Right, Rahul Ji. Okay. Anyone else who is attempting it right now and wants me to wait for 1 more minute before I get to this program and show you how it works? Okay, so 1 more minute. Yes, Rahul, it is very similar to that. It's very similar to the good pages we did yesterday. You should take a walk, Vijay. Vijay is telling me last night's Johnny Walker not allowing me to think. Okay. Have some cold water with lemon and load and then group by temperature, filter using max. Okay, Vipul. Very good. I am not sure if you group by temperature or not, but yeah. So I think, okay. So most of the people have actually thought about it. Some of you have got to the answers. Ramesh, probably my friend, as always, has reached the most accurate answer. Okay. While some of the guys who quickly gave me the answers were Rahul, Praveen, and Vinod. No, sorry, Vinod, Vamsi, and Praveen were the quickest people to respond. So, okay. So great. So I think the whole idea is that you all of you have understood that this is possible to do. Let me now show you the program. Okay. Everyone is able to see my screen now? Great. Okay. So let me just put away the chat window. I'll just show you the program. I'll take questions just after this. Okay. So basically, see, the first step will be here. You load this as text loader. Okay. where we say, anyone remembers what does text loader do? Guys, what does text loader do? Yesterday we discussed about it. Can I quickly get an answer? Yeah, it loads the file in pig obviously, but we defined, yes, yes, Vamsi. Anyone else who can give me the right answer to this? Not tab, Ashish. The different loaders have different properties based on the separators, right? Tab is binary, right? Which delimiter, Rahul? Text loader takes new line as the delimiter, right? And since we knew that in our data set every new line was a new record, so we use the text loader here. Is that clear to everyone? Quickly. Okay, so this is why we used it here. Okay, if we had to use any other, say for example, if we had to use our normal pig storage thing, then we had to specify that, okay, new line will be the thing. Okay, Rajat. So Rajat, I'm saying that we use text loader as the loader here because the in our data set new line is the delimiter. Okay, if we, so by default text loader takes, yeah, that's right, Vamsi. I mean, this is just a toy example. This is not the best way to actually do this thing. Okay, the trim part. Okay. Okay, so okay, so but let's get ahead of this. I'll probably write a better optimized code and send it across. Okay, now everyone understands why we use the text loader here. Yes, Vinayak, you can even write your custom loaders. That's right. That it is possible to do that. Okay, there is a JSON loader as well. There are a few more loaders, and in fact, you can search for piggy bank, which is something which is a collection of code which people contribute. Okay, so you can search for piggy bank. I'll probably send you a link to that as well. You can pick up more. There will be more text loader, more type of loaders there available. You can write your own code. You can contribute to that as well. Okay, you can contribute to the pig community using the piggy bank. Okay, and your question on whether we can write our own loaders, custom loaders, yes, it is very much possible. Based on your thing, you can write your own custom loader. So text loader is a custom loader over pig storage where the delimiter is a new line character. Rajat, is your query answered now? Are you clear on this part? Great. So now next thing is for each A generate, what are we doing here? We are taking out the data, okay, on what were these columns? I think the year, the max and the min, right? So these are the three things we were generating here. Okay, so then what we do is store AF into a data line directory using pig storage. Now what are we doing here? We are storing it using a comma separated format. What will store do? Store, you remember we did the store yesterday. It will write it into the HDFS, right? So let's try this much first and see what is getting into the store. Okay, and then let's run this much code on this and then see what's happening. Okay, so we need to change the directory here. Yeah. Let's make it 3. Yeah. Okay, so we have dumped it and we have stored records. Let's open and see what is there. So yeah, so this is how we have stored, right? So we have taken those things out and we have just stored them as comma separated in the comma separated format. You understand why it got stored in comma separated format? Because we use the pig storage while using the store command, right? And we used comma as the delimiter, right? So this is clear to everyone. Great. Now what is the next step? let's see. Then we will load this into, say, let's take a variable s and we'll load it here in a relation. And what we're doing is that, let's do this step now. And then we'll describe s and see whether it is actually getting what we are trying to do. Okay, let's do a describe s. Okay, so basically we were able to get a relation S which has a character array, a date char array, minimum and maximum values. Okay, now let's do this. Let's do the next step. So we'll, as people pointed out, we'll just filter S by maximum. And if it is, so basically what will X contain? Let's try to dump it. So if the temperature max is more, let's see. Yeah, if it is more than S, then X will contain those values. So very straightforward code. If you, so that is the beauty of pig, right? I mean, so these are the in that data set, these were the records which had more than 25, right? So we are able to filter it, right? Similarly, we'll find out the cold days. So basically these are the cold days. These are the days where the temperature was less than 0, right? So this was the first MapReduce program we wrote on the Java in the last week, right? You remember that when we found the cold days and hot days, and how simple it is to do it in the pig, right? So if this part is clear to everyone, how can you find out the cold days and hot days? That was the first thing which we did. And the second thing was, can I quickly get a yes from everyone? Great. So it's very simple to do it in pig, right? So that's something which we've understood very clearly now. Now let's try to find out the next part which I told you, which was a homework for all of you in MapReduce, to find out the coldest day and the hottest day, right? So let's see what we need to do there. That's also very simple. So what we do is that yeah. So just by writing 2 lines of code, we were able to get there without we don't have to create a jar or anything. We can directly run it here, right? All those things are done in the backend. So whatever we discussed yesterday, that it takes a long development cycle for a MapReduce program, this can be done very quickly. Is that clear to everyone now? So this is what we got. This is the hottest day. Now to find that, yes, Sachi, we can do that as well. So Sachi is telling me we can sort the data and pick the first row value once by descending and other by ascending, right? That's also possible. Now sorting algorithms themselves have their own complexity. Okay, so yeah, so I mean for you as a user it becomes much more simpler. That's very much possible. But then if you're sorting the whole thing while you're filtering out some things out, so that is the trade-off which you have to take. Right? As a user, it may look like a very simple thing to do, just sort it and do it. But look at the data set in whole, then it may not be the best idea to sort such a big data. Okay, you can actually remove some parts and then do the sorting and searching. But then yes, definitely first do a filter and then sort and search. That's also possible. Okay, so sure, Rajat. So basically what we're doing here is that we group this by all. Group all means that we'll create all this data in a tuple. Okay, and then we'll say for each H1 generate max S max as maximum. Okay, so S dot max is what we created a relation here. Let me show you. We did a describe of S, right? Let's do a describe of S. Okay, so what we're doing here is that at this field we are trying to find the max function. Okay, so max is a already defined function in pig, right? So you don't have to create this function. It is a you already defined function. It is available. Okay, so you say this as maximum, and then what you do is filter S by max is equal to I equal to maximum. Okay, so basically you filter this here, and finally you get the value in X. Okay, is that clear to everyone, guys? Can I get a quick yes? Great. Okay, so just 2 lines of code to do all these things. Okay, now let's look at the coldest day and see if there is a problem there. Yes, Raja, that's right. Well, the date was also along with that record, right? Now, okay, so in this case, the answer which we got is this. So Sachi, it's not about just this file. A lot of that's why we say that we cannot have such a big, we cannot have very small files. So it's not just this part. There is an overhead associated with all the other things which happen, right? The compilation step is there. Then there's a logical plan which is built. Then a physical plan is built. Physical plan means that what all MapReduce jobs will be run, and then finally it runs it. Okay. So it's not that it will not be a linear increment with the data size. Okay, so it will not be like that. Okay, now see, do you see something wrong here? Do you see something which was not very correct? So in our data set, there were a few. I'm sure this problem you would have faced when you were writing the MapReduce program as well, right? So we were seeing that okay, this was right. So in the when you wrote this program, there were some places where the wrong data is recorded, and there it gives me this value. So what I need to do is I need to remove these corrupt records also from my data set. For that, what I do is this is where I'll take this opportunity to explain how to create a UDF, and then we'll create a UDF, and I'll show you how to use that. Okay. So what I do for that is we create a UDF called if corrupted. Okay. So this is what we use to actually remove the filter out the corrupt records. Yes, you can put it in forum. Yes, Vamsi, please do put that in forum. See, I want all of you to put questions which are not directly related to the class in forum. I can assure you we will keep on answering them. Otherwise, some other people from your class batch itself will start answering them. Okay. So we will also be there, the team will be here, I'll be there, the other instructors also, some of them are very, very knowledgeable guys. I mean, they can also pitch in, and they can answer questions there. Okay. Now let's see what we want to do is, before we actually run our MapRed on this or pig on this, I want to remove the corrupt, I want to cleanse this data to make sure that we are doing all the processing only on the data which is relevant. Okay. So all the data which was corrupted, I want to remove that. For that, what I've done is I've used the concept of UDF. So we created a user-defined function. This. Let me show you how how we created this function and how does it work. So back to the Java code here. Let's see it here. So this is the Java code which we've created. Okay. It says that takes the tuple as the input. Okay. If the input is then input is null or input size is 0, 0, then it will not do anything, it will return null. Then what it does is it does a comparison here. If the value which comes back is actually 9999, we knew that this is the default corrupted value which we have, then it will return 0, otherwise it will return that string, okay, whatever we get back. Okay, so this is the piece of code which we've written. Now let's see how do we convert it into a UDF and start using in Pig. So we'll create a jar file out of it. Everyone knows how to create a jar file. And we will, so this is where we have created the jar file. We'll move this jar file into our system VM. Okay, so we have it in our VM here. Yes, Vamsi. So you can always write your user-defined functions like this, and then the next step is that you have to register this jar file with Pig. Okay, so this is a very important step here. Yes. So all the real-time production things will have will be running Pig in a embedded mode. Okay, no one will be running this in a grunt shell mode. Either you will be running a Pig script or you will be running it in embedded mode. Okay, now we have registered our jar file. Now this is available. Now this function is available to us, and we can use this function and see what happens now. Same program which we ran. Okay, we need to change the path. This directory already exists. We can just change it to data 4. Data 3 we've already used. So one extra step there where we cleans our data here. Okay, now let's do a min on this. Same thing which we'll run again. And let's see if we get the correct results. Now you can embed Pig code in Python as well. Okay, so quite a few times it will be done there. I mean, some people who are familiar with Python, they'll know that okay, this looks very similar to Python, the Pig grunt shell. Okay, so now in this case, since we had removed those, we got the answer to our question. Okay, right? So basically now those records are filtered out based on our Java code. Okay, so this UDF is specifically for that. Otherwise, you will know that okay, these are the patterns. If there is a null there, Vinayak is asking a question. This UDF is specifically for -9999 corrupted data, but the data could contain different types of corrupted data. How do we deal with it? So whatever you know, okay, that pattern is something which you will have to find out based on the data. The whole idea is that if you know that okay, these are the types of records which are corrupted, you need to find out a way to filter them out. Okay, so how would you do it in a Unix kind of environment? You'll grep them out. Okay, you'll do a grep -v and remove those out. Similarly, in this case also, you can do the same thing. You need to know the patterns which you think will be corrupted. Okay, so that has to be removed. So that logic will change from point to point. The whole idea of what I'm trying to explain here is that there is something called a user-defined function. You can create a user-defined function in Java, create a jar out of it, register it with Pig, and then you can use that same thing in your Pig commands or in your Pig scripts. Okay, is that fine, everyone? So we have understood the concept here. Well, Sachi, that pattern is something which will depend upon data, right? So that is something which you will know that, okay, this is my data set, these are the corrupted patterns there, or these are the right patterns there. Okay, so that is something which will change from data to data. See, sometimes when you're dumping logs, right, you'll know if I do not get any value, you dump some XYZ value, right? So you know, okay, this is the thing which you have to filter out. Okay, so embedded mode, Shyam, what I'll do is I'll send you the same example in an embedded mode later on. Okay, so basically there is a way to run pig scripts in embedded mode. You can embed the pig code in Java. You can embed the pig code in Python. Okay, do not have an example right now with me, but you can just post this again in the forum. Within this week I will create something and send it across. Most of the people will be actually in the production mode will be doing that way. Okay. So, but the whole idea is that you will not be in real life. This kind of thing will be just to check that whether your code is right or not. The grunt shell is not used really in production. So either you'll be running a pig script or you'll be running it in a embedded mode. Okay. So is this clear to everyone, guys, what we did now? And we are also sure that when we talked about where to use MR, where not to use MR, right? So just want to know if there are any questions on this particular program which anyone has. And all the commands which we've used here, right? So can I quickly get a yes from everyone? If everyone is understood, I'll move on to something. I have one more thing to show you today. I'll move on to that, and then we'll probably we'll go back, and you can go back and start doing things on your own. Okay. Okay, great. So everyone has understood, very nice. Now something which we are doing yesterday, right? We are looking at co-group, we are looking at group, we did not show you an example of union and join. So let's go back to our student data set again and let's see those examples as well, and then we can just a second. Yeah. So let's open that our earlier student database. Let's get out of this shell and let's just load that as well first. So you just to remind you, I'll show you these two files again. Shyam, I'm sorry, what is the question? I could not get your question properly. Where the table information will be stored? Can you please repeat your question? Or maybe I'll elaborate a little bit while when we get data from filler to table. Shyam, you can just write your question. Take your time to write your question. Okay. While I explain this, I'll take your question just after this. Is that fine? Let me explain that. I'll take your question after that. Okay. So let's describe A, let's describe B. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now uh, let's try to see if we can get a union of these two tables. Yes, Sachi, you can use the same variable as long as in this shell, as long as, I mean, you are in the same shell. Once you get out of the session, you cannot use it. What is the problem? Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Well, not really. I mean, it's possible, Sachi, to do that. Okay. Let me just do that offline, and I'll send that across. Okay, maybe I'm just tried out something. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can do that as well. But let me take this offline. I'll send you an example of a null thing. Okay, how a union. Okay, let me just do that offline and send it across. Okay, so another thing which I wanted to show you here was that okay, if the union is not working, then probably let me just try. So let me answer Shyam's question first. Guys, I don't know what is the problem here. I'm not able to actually figure that out. Just give me 1 second. It should ideally work. I mean, maybe a version change or something which I've not used for some time. Let me just try and cat the log file. Log file will contain similar information only here. What is it? Is this a? No, it says the file itself does not, directory does not exist. Just give me 1 second. Let me call someone here who can help me out here. Guys, anyone from the support team who has recently used the union command here? You quickly come and help me. Vineet or someone, is there anyone there? Yeah, Rajiv, can you just quickly come and help me? I need some help here. Yeah, I'll just give me. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm asking someone to come and help us out here. No, that log is not on HDFS, Vijay. We'll never be storing that. That will be an overkill. Why should we store that? Okay. So yeah, Rajiv, we have this situation here where we are just trying to do. So I had this one student file, okay, which I loaded here. Let me dump that and show you what it contains. Okay, so it is a comma separated relation which has names of the students along with their age and GPA, right? Similarly, I have something which is student roll number, okay, which has the name and the roll number here. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do a union of that. Okay, guys, I think there's something which I'm really sorry about this. So what I'll do is I'll just after this class I'll work this out with these folks and I'll write it back to you. Okay, I'll put it in the forum as well with this example itself. How do we do the union? The thing which I wanted to show you here was also the difference between join and a co-group. Okay, that is what also something which I want to show you. So let me just try if we can do that on the union thing. I'll show you. I'll send you the details. Okay, let's try to do a join. Yeah, that's what we were trying to do. No, that is what we were trying to do. Hmm. So the union thing I'll get back. Let me just see if we can see the join and the difference between join and co-group. Okay, so this is the output which we get when we do a join on these two tables. Okay, so now let's just keep this in our mind for a while and then also do a co-group. Okay, so can everyone has done a co-group yesterday, right? Does everyone remember we did a co-group yesterday? Okay, so can someone tell me the difference between co-group and join here? Yes. Very nice. Very good. Very good. Yes, Dipankar. So that's right. So now that you remember, you know this, right? So now though the output is same, output is the same. Is that all the things are whatever we get out of this is same, but then the way it is dumped is different, right? So if you remember how that was getting dumped, let's do a co-group of this once again and then see the output there as well. So let's keep that. Not done union in ages, probably. Okay. So see, we had all the entries for Joe earlier as well, but they were dumped in a flat format. Now they've been dumped as a map, right? So Joe is the key here, and the other thing is the complete thing is the value here. Similarly for Sam, we are getting that. Now we are not the same. Exactly, Vikas. So that's what I wanted to show you, that the only difference internally both are same thing in pig, only the format of the end result changes depending upon which keyword you used. Okay, so that was one more thing which I wanted to show you, and mostly, so this is it I think for what I want to tell. There was a question from Shyam which I'll just take. The union thing, I am really sorry about that. I'll just figure that out and I'll within 15-20 minutes I'll send you that. Okay. Now, Shyam had asked me a question. Looks like Shyam has gone offline. Okay. Shyam's question is not visible to me now. Okay. Okay. So guys, I think, yeah, that is it for today. I wanted to have just this session. I wanted to show you the results on that. What I want you to do now is that go back, look at that data set. Okay, sure. Okay. Okay. So Vamsi, let me do that. Let me find out a bigger example, send it across on the forum, or maybe I'll send you the steps to do that. Okay. So just give me some time till today evening. I'll send it across. Okay. Post this thing also on a forum. I'll send you that. Okay, so not the whole thing is loaded, Ramesh. Okay, Ramesh, the whole thing is not loaded. Okay, it is not the whole thing which is loaded in this case. It is only a part of the data which is loaded, whatever is required. Okay, so it's not that the complete thing will be loaded into your system. Okay. Okay, let's look at yeah. So Dilip, let's okay. So let's look at illustrate. Yeah, Dilip. So let's look at illustrate here. Let's try to illustrate this itself, whatever we've done just now. So illustrate, what it does is that out of your complete data set, right, it will create a part of the data set, subset of the complete data set, which it expects to cover everything, and it will also show you the set steps of execution. Okay, so see this is what it has done one by one for X. So if we run illustrate here, just a second. Okay, so what it did is it took one entry from that table, okay, and created A out of that, okay. Then on the B side it took one entry, okay. Then it showed how will X work and showed you an example of that. So whatever could be the concise value there, whichever is it will take one record or the minimum set of records to show you the complete operation. So I say this X operation takes to get this X we could do only by this. So it's giving you an example of that. So you do a illustrate to see what are the steps behind a particular relation, and this is what it shows. Is that clear, Dilip? Just a minute there, and what are you asking? Okay, great. Dipankar, it is not loaded completely. That's what I was telling earlier also. A partial set of data is loaded all the time. Okay, it's not that the complete data set will be loaded. Okay, so Dilip, illustrate is clear to everyone, guys? Orca was asking me that yesterday. So is that clear with this example, Orca? Okay, I illustrated on X. So yes, exactly, Dipankar. Okay, I illustrated on X. Let me show you once again what I did. Okay, and if it is not clear, just please ask that question. Illustrate is also a diagnostic command which is important to understand that what is actually happening. So what it will try to do is it will try to take example records from all the data sets, and it will try to show you one example of how things are going to work actually on your data set. Okay, so illustrate has two properties based on which it chooses this. It should be concise and it should be complete. So whatever can be done, whatever we're trying to do here, the best example for that will be picked automatically by pick. So I did see we had done this co-group of A and B by name on X, right? And then we dumped X, right? Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to illustrate X. Let me run this once again and show you if this is. So it will start with what happened. Let me just see if what went wrong. Okay, so this is what we got. Now let's illustrate X. So what it will try to do is it will try to pick one example out of these which will be able to show you the complete thing and which will be the shortest thing. Okay, so in this case, when we did illustrate, it picked the angel record from both. Okay, it could have very well picked John as well. This time it picked John. Okay, so got the point, guys? So last time when we did, it picked angel. This time it picked John. And as I just said, it could very well pick John. So this time it thought, let me pick John and show you the example. So it will take one example set from both the data sets and it will show you how it really works. So illustrate is clear? Yeah, pig is picking also Johnny, right? Okay, so last time it picked angel, but both John and angel are both concise and complete. So whatever we are trying to do can be done using John and angel. So pig picked one of those and showed you that how it is going to actually work. So this is useful when you're creating a large complex structure and complex relationship. Then you may just want to do a illustrate and see whether actually what you're going to get is what you wanted to do. Okay, so this is a very useful feature which so these are complex data types, Dilip. These will be used in when we are doing some whatever we are when we are looking at data sets, we'll be doing that. Okay. So is illustrate clear to everyone? Great. So Sachi, let me just do that a little bit of homework on join. I'm really sorry about that today. Let me do that homework on my end, and I'll get back to you. Maybe just after now. I have an appointment with the doctor. That's why I wanted to shift this. So it'll take me around 2-3 hours before I'm back on working on this, and I will send out this the join example to everyone. Okay. Really apologize for that goof up there, and sorry for wasting your time there. Okay, so let me just get back on that. Other than that, on this side, let me just quickly revise whatever we have done. Okay, and I will and let's see if we've understood things well. Okay, so we've understood where to use pig. What are the advantages of pig over MR? Can we get a quick yes from everyone, guys? Let me ask a few questions on what we did. Great. So Vijay says absolutely great. Thank you very much. Okay. We also came to know what are the places where MR is much better to use, right? We were able to find a cases where it's better to use MR. We are familiar with, you can keep writing yes, we are familiar with the three modes in which pig can be run. The grunt shell, the pig script, and the embedded code. I've not given you an example of embed code, but I will send you that as well. Sometime during the week, I'll send you an example. Then we looked at the different data models in pig, right? Pig script is very simple. This is a pig script only. Okay, whatever you've written is a pig script only. You instead of writing grunt pig, if you write pig script, it will run. It is the same thing. Okay, Sachi? Not much difference there. Then we looked at a case where we looked at that page rank example where we wanted to find out who are the users who look at good sites, right? So in that case, we looked at we tried to find out, okay, this is a very good case where we'll probably need a pig, and doing it through MapReduce will be difficult. Then right, you remember that? Then we looked at our different things like group, co-group, right? We also understood the concept of null and how does the null work in SQL as well as in pig, and we figured out the difference as well, right? You remember that as well, guys? Great, very nice. Then the next thing which we did was that we took a few examples on the student and the student database and did a few operations there. Then finally, we broke for the day yesterday. We wanted to show you illustrate. We did not show you yesterday. And then we came to, we looked at the describe command always, that it is always good to do that. Then we moved on and we did this example on weather data set today, and we saw how easy it is to do using pig. Then we looked at how to create a user defined function. We also looked at the different types of loaders in pig. Everyone remembers the different types of loaders in pig? Right? So can you tell me which is the loader which is used for differentiating for loading with records with new line as a delimiter? Can everyone answer that question? Very good. Very good. Okay. So Rajat, I'll probably answer that offline. Okay. I'm not very sure on that one. Okay. Just send it to me in an email or put it on the forum. I'll answer that offline. Okay. So, okay. Now then we looked at our weather data example. Then we created an example of a UDF, user defined function. We saw how do we create a UDF in Java, and then you remember that step, which command is used for doing the for making sure that we get a UDF in our pig. Very good. Can everyone answer that? Very good. 2 people have given me the right answer. Register. Okay. You can register a UDF, create, everyone knows how to create a jar now. We had and put it in HDFS, and then we will, great. Very nice. Very nice. So then we looked at UDF, and then after UDF, we used that UDF code in our example. Okay. Then we tried looking at union, and I goofed it up. Everyone remembers that as well? Can I get a quick yes from everyone, or everyone has forgotten that? Okay, great. So yes, so please remember that, put it against me next time. That will not happen. Okay, so on the union case, I'll send it to you today. Then I tried to save some grace by showing you the co-group and join difference, which we were able to see that, right? So join, everyone is clear? So Vamsi is telling me you failed with negative marks. Right, Vamsi, I've been a failure all my life, right? Nothing new. There's nothing new for me here. I've been a big failure all the time, so nothing new here. Okay, big time. Okay. Then thank you. Okay, so then what we did was then we showed the illustrate command, and then we now we know the utility of yes, we can do the join with conditions, Rajat, right? Vijay, we can have that discussion over Johnny Walker, who is the biggest failure. Okay, but yeah, let's come to the point. Let's see if we could show. Then we showed you the illustrate command. Okay, the illustrate command, and we understand what is the sure. So we also know so everyone understand why will you need a illustrate command in real life? That's very important, because when you get into the production environment, I can assure you that illustrate is something which you will always do. You should always do illustrate. When you write a complex relationships, you will always do illustrate and see whether what you're doing is right or not. So our friend Pig has given us this example, that so that we don't go wrong. Right, diagnostics of the queries. Very nice, Rahul. Very good. For debugging, we'll always need that, okay, what is actually happening? It'll give you this. Okay, so this is it, guys. I think if you've understood all these things, you have sufficient understanding of Pig. Now, not that you become an expert in Pig, but you have sufficient understanding in Pig. During this week, I want everyone to write that MapReduce program and try this Pig script on your own. We will be sending you this Pig script only on Thursday. So I want before that everyone to actually try it out on your own, see what are the problems you're facing, and okay, so Vijay is saying I can tame one pig now. I wanted pigs to fly, okay, this time around, but that could not happen. But don't worry, I'm sure with your help during this week, we'll be able to do that as well. Okay, guys. So I'll have to rush a little bit today. I have a doctor's appointment at 11, but I'm a little late. So I'll leave now, guys. Thank you very much. Sure. Sachi, what I'll do is this also you can just put it on the forum. I can definitely explain that. Okay. The plan thing. Okay, Sachi. Or you send me an email at abhishek@edureka.in. I can do that. If we need a small session where if you want me to explain that, that can also be done during the week. Anyone here can explain you. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Without taking much time, I would just okay. In LMS, you can get these data sets. I'll just ask the support team to actually put these data sets in LMS if it is not there already. The guys, we need someone, Hisham, do we have these data sets in the LMS? The weather data set is there in the LMS? Whether it is S. Can you quickly show me where it is? Just a second, Vinayak. I'm just showing it to you. Okay. And Rahul, if you can spend, say, 2-3 hours a day, right? It should not take more than 10 days here. If you can really spend 2-3-4 hours a day. But I suggest don't rush, take 15-20 days, 1 month's time, and you should be able to reasonably do that. Okay, Rahul? And on the union side, guys, today before I sleep, yes, Dipankar, Rahul was asking about his certification thing. Before I sleep, that union has to be solved. I'll send you the details with all the. I'll send it across. So yeah, so this is where you can find Vinayak. Is there a problem with this version of Microsoft or what? Okay. So Vinayak, is that fine? This is where the data set is here. Okay, probably the name should be slightly different. So this is the data set. Vinayak? So in the word count thing, you'll, in the MapReduce section, you will find these data sets. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'll just rush now. Thanks a lot. Please fill in your survey reports and fill in whatever you liked or whatever you did not like. From my side, thank you for now. All the questions which have not been answered now, yes, yes, Rahul, doctor is waiting for a big session. Okay, okay. I hope without that goof up, I'll be able to do that. Okay, now please put in questions in forum. I will look at forum every day in the evening after I'm back from work, and I'll try to answer as many questions there. Okay. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks very much for your time, and really appreciate that. And by today evening, before I sleep, which is India time and not US time, you'll get the answer to that union problem as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Sachi. Thank you very much. Thanks, Rahul.